Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. So, where did we leave off last time? We got some proper power up and running, little coal power plant running over here, which is going wonderfully and is keeping up with our power demands without any problems whatsoever. We've started building our first little diesel refinery, which is on its way, but we're still waiting for more construction parts Mark II. What else have we got going on? Oh, someone in the comments pointed out, I was wondering why these were complaining about the fact that, I don't know what this one's complaining about. What's this one complaining about? What's your problem? What does this mean? I don't know. But this one over here was saying it couldn't get rid of its exhaust, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't getting rid of its exhaust. A faceless name very helpfully pointed out in the comments that it's not connected, because this tiny little bit of pipe over here isn't built. Isn't that frustrating? So let's get that built straight away, which is going to then double our iron production, which is fine, except we are actually pretty full of iron, so we don't necessarily need it, but at least it is now going. It just needs to get rid of that last little bit of exhaust. I'm going to pop these to the top, just so we use iron scrap first if we have it. Do the same with this one, although... What is this one complaining about? What is your problem? You can't get rid of that because that's not built. Oh, two mistakes in that little tiny spit over there. Well, there we go. That should solve both of those problems. That should now disappear quite quickly. This has got full dirt, so it can't really accept much more. So this dirt that's building up here is going to fill this up fairly soon, and then this is going to stop working completely, so we need to get more of these built. This mining tower has nothing to dig, which is absolutely fine, but we can solve that problem quite easily, so let's do that. We'll do a mining designation, and then we'll just We'll just go this. Is that we're going to dig out much? It is, yeah. That's going to dig some stuff up. So that's now got some stuff to dig. Although we don't really necessarily need all the sand at the moment, but that's fine. Our trucks are super busy, so we need to get more trucks built. Research is stalled because we aren't producing many microscopes, is that what they are? Or lab equipment, as it's called. And we're not producing a lot of those because we don't have a lot of electronics. So, do we need to think about doing something to up our electronic production? So we're currently producing 24. This uses 12. And this uses 6. So it should be able to keep up with demand. It's just the fact that copper isn't getting over there fast enough. Well, copper and rubber, really. Rubber's produced all the way over there. So this is all just down to our truck problem. Let's just build like 4 trucks, and that's Unity, that one, to get that one built straight away. We need some more wood storage as well, which is going to be using construction parts Mark 1. Construction parts Mark 1 are very low at the moment. They are very low because we're waiting on concrete blocks. So again, that is just because we don't have the trucks coming. What would be nice would be if we could get storage over here for the wood and concrete blocks. But I haven't left myself a lot of room. Is this going to be somewhere we can use the lifts? No, because I haven't left enough room to put lifts in there. So this is where someone was saying that I hadn't left myself a lot of room to put extra stuff in. And this is the exact thing they were referring to. That is on me. So we'd have to get rid of all of these belts here to solve that. How high can the lifts go? Oh, they can go pretty high. Okay, so maybe we'll have a look at that in just a moment and see if we can get some storage over here for wood and blocks. And then if we mark those to be kept full, that should do that. This just uses steel, iron even, so that's not a problem. Is it worth getting rubber storage? I mean, I don't really want the copper storage because that's only there, but maybe we'll get a rubber storing over here. Is that what this is? Is that what that's supposed to be? It might be. I can't remember what the intention of this was. Either way, it's quite far away, so I think I'm probably going to move this a little closer. And then we're going to mark this down to be rubber, and we're going to tell that to keep it a little bit full. And then let's get that built if we can. We can. Well, that's, of course, using up our Mark 1 construction parts, which isn't fantastic. These I'm going to put on a pretty high priority for the moment, just because we do need those construction parts coming in sooner rather than later. It's not worth me rebuilding this at the moment with the extra storages if I can't fit anything in, is it? No. And the storages take 30, so we'd need 60 for that, plus what we need for the belts. Belts on Mark 2. Belts on Mark 2. So, yeah, we can't do a lot about that, really, until we get more construction parts going anyway. And we're not going to get Mark 2 parts, because this is trying to hold some bits in store. Do we still need that? We need at least 60, don't we? So let's just pop that down to 60, so we keep enough in so we can build the next 2 pieces of storage. What can we do in the meantime? Not a lot, because we don't have construction parts. We can't do much about the ore sorting plant, because that takes 80 Mark 1 construction parts. Low maintenance message, but we don't. That's not a problem anymore, so we can get rid of that. Build distillation stage 1. That is just waiting on construction parts. So really it's just the trucks which are holding us up at the moment. So I think... And we need to get more housing on the go as well. What's in the way of this one? It's that one pipe there, isn't it, that's feeding this. We could probably... We can't reroute it particularly because they are just there. But these are only emergency ones, and this shouldn't really be a problem. But I can't rebuild them because I don't have the construction parts. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Same with this. I need to move these as well, but we can't really do that at the moment. And I don't want to move those until I can get the food market Mark 2. Food is also ticking down, which is also a problem. This has anything in store? It has a few potatoes in store there, nothing in store there. We do have quite a lot of vegetables in stock, however. This is just filled with vegetables. Potatoes we don't have a lot of, so maybe it's not too bad, because as well as the 400 we have there, we have another 87 there. That's not that much, is it? Okay. Well, let's speed everything up. Let's get these trucks built as quick as we can. Let's get rid of this, because we don't need that now. This is another construction part, which I just left going. I think I'm actually just going to get rid of that. I know we're looking at construction parts, but it's extra workers, it's extra power, and it's extra things for the trucks to worry about delivering to. So yeah, let's get rid of this. And if we hit that to be deleted, they'll come down here to remove the parts from it. We should be seeing more construction parts being produced now, because we should be seeing these machines being filled more regularly. It's waiting for iron for some reason, even though there is oodles and oodles of iron, and we now have 3 iron manufactories. Why is this still outputs full of a slag? Yes, of course, that was the other problem, wasn't it? So we think they are getting rid of the slag, just not quick enough. So I'm going to have to put this on a 3 as well, because we don't want to run into a situation when we're suddenly running out of iron. And all 3 of these, yeah, are going over here. So is that what you're complaining about as well? You're waiting for products. Just what you're complaining about, and you are complaining about nothing. I don't know what this symbol is still here for. It's definitely outputting the molten ore, because that's definitely getting there. It's definitely connected, yep, to the slag. So I don't know what this error is now referring to. Not too sure. Let's go and build some more trucks. Because clearly that is a problem for us at the moment. Let's just move that over there and pin that, so we can just keep unity in those. We do have lots of trucks just stopped waiting to get rid of stuff. you have mixed cargo and you're not getting rid of it because the ore sorter is... It's because you can't put dirt in there, I guess, isn't it? In fact, everything's filling up now, isn't it? Oh, we definitely need more ore sorters, but we don't have anything to build them with at the moment. Oh, problems. Problems are mounting up, aren't they? You're waiting on copper, but you can't do anything because you're full. Oh, there's the digger. Yeah, the ore sorter is the next thing we really need to do, I think. Let's just keep building trucks for a minute. Because the ore sorter was what? It was 80 construction parts Mark 1. We do have lots of construction parts now, though, saying that. So, let's do that. So let's build one... And coal, I mean, they're all important. This is the thing, they're all important. We are going to need to build one for each of them eventually. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this one first. I did say to Unity that. Why can I not Unity that? Unity that, please. Thank you. So you are going to do coal. For now, you're also going to do copper. You're going to do dirt. You're going to do rock. Is there anything else we need to worry about? I don't think so. They're unlikely to pick up anything else, aren't they, I think? So we will take out the copper. We will take out the coal. So you're now going to be doing sand, limestone, and iron. And let's start building some storages for this as well, I guess. Now, eventually this is only actually going to be doing the coal. So we probably only need 3 storages, but we want to double them up like we did before. Is it just because I got all this open I can't Unity it? Yeah. So let's do that. Then we have to make belts, though, which is going to use up stuff there. So maybe we won't do that quite yet. So this is going to do coal, dirt, and rock. And we should have built these first and assigned them and then copied them. Dirt and rock. I can't remember the order of these things. Coal, dirt, rock. That's absolutely fine. And copper will just have to be manually done for the moment. Okay, so that'll keep copper and coal running in the short term. This one is still filled with dirt, which is just, again, a truck problem. Where did this go? You're already building that one, so that's absolutely fine. Construction parts Mark 1 are looking good. Construction parts Mark 2 are being used, but that's because we are finally starting to build these bits over here, hopefully. Yes, we just need another 10 for that one, and then another 50 for that one. That should hopefully have been built, so let's Unity that and save trucks having to deliver stuff over there. That could probably do with being moved over here anyway now, because it uses what? Well, I say that, but then the rubber's all the way over there, isn't it? So it's probably fine there where it is. We missed a few bits over here, so let's get rid of those. The diesel storage we want to keep there, because that's so these can get over here easy enough. We probably, because we've got those diesel stores now, let's think, we didn't build one here, but it's not far for them to go there. Iron's got that one. Sand's got that one. Copper's got one. And coal's got one. So let's take that truck off of there as well. Let's build some more trucks. How many can we build till we hit our limit? 110. Food is not doing amazingly. Is there... Oh, I've paused this. How many people just take 8 people and 100 kilowatts. But I could do food consumption reduction, which will cost us 1 unity. But I do like unity. That's the thing. I do like having unity. It's one of my favourite things. We could maybe think about moving the research up closer over here as well, really. Because then trucks don't, even if we don't belt it in directly, trucks don't have to then move hundreds of miles to get and do stuff, do they? That's probably not a stupid idea. Trucks are still extremely busy. Let's get that one unitied. Still have no parts over here. This has got a little bit of coal in. A little bit more coal now, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's the bit it needs to do first. So it's not going to do anything until it has that. So I'm not going to start using up any of this oil until that one there is built. That's fine, I guess. That's fine. And then we'll probably need to start thinking about getting some more storage for the diesel. Although we should have storages Mark II now. Yes, we do. Which does take, of course, construction parts Mark II to build that. So not doing a lot about that at the moment. At least we have this one on the go now. So we are making 24, this uses 12, and we're keeping some in stock anyway. Are we building anything else, or is it just those bits up there? I don't think we're building anything else, are we? Oh, there is also the water pump, which does need to be done as well. Oh, a nice little example of the rain filling up the water reserves, which is something I don't think I've mentioned before, but yes. So the water reserves, much like the oil reserves, are limited. They will go down, but it does get filled when it rains, which is, you know, that's nice, isn't it? And we have our emergency little ones over here. We could probably start thinking about maybe putting some farms in up here. Because we're going to be able to start upgrading these. Or we already can upgrade them, actually. We just don't have the capacity to really do that. Yeah. Why is this not using... I feel like this belt has had manufactured sand on it forever. And it shouldn't. That should have been replaced with sand now. I don't know why that's still there. Really don't know why that's still happening. We're still extremely busy with trucks. I don't get why they're so busy. There is something you can do to see it. Statistics. Coal. It's mainly coal. Yeah, we're not doing any refueling trucks, but it's mainly coal and dirt they're moving around. Coal, because coal has to go absolutely everywhere. These have filled up the dirt. Hilarious. Hilarious. Has this been done now, or is that still coming in? No, that's been done. But it doesn't seem like it wants to build there. So let's maybe flatten that. And we'll give it another one out. I know that it's going to be conflicting with this one anyway. But it's not complaining about that there. Whereas when we put it over here... Ocean access blocked, yes, which is a different thing. So let's just keep extending that out until it complains about the access, and then we'll think about moving this over so we can hopefully fit another one in over there at some point. Just because space is a bit of a premium. How is everything else doing? Trucks are still extremely busy, obviously. Obvs. That one's already on the go. Let's queue up some more. We are just overrun with trucks now. absolutely overrun. There's not a lot we can do about the coal. Was there any, what was the next? It was the dirt, wasn't it? But then they're just dumping the dirt and moving the dirt around. They're getting diesel, taking the diesel around, that's fine. They're moving the potatoes around. If we maybe think about moving, rather than upgrading these, just moving all of our farms to up here, we could just probably belt these directly into the food storages. So the trucks haven't got to move stuff there. That'll save a little bit. And then the next thing really, so the food market 2, storage 2, gas combustion, advanced diesel, cargo depots, pipes, steel smelting, and basic desalination is the other thing I suppose we could be looking at. The biofuel. Gives us potatoes into thing, fuel gas, vegetables into fuel gas and oxygen into diesel. We're not really worried about that at the moment. And the air separator into oxygen and nitrogen, which we will need, I think, for the steel anyway. So yeah, we're not too, where do we get to? Not too concerned about that. Maintenance depot 2 we've looked at. Copper refinement, let's get rid of that. Yep, construction 2, advanced concrete, yep, groundwater pumps, yep, fuel station, yep, settlement water. Yep, irrigated farms, yes, transports. I haven't been getting rid of these because I wanted to make sure that I was using them. So they were there as sort of a reminder. What was the ding for? What was the ding for? I don't know. We could send the ship out again, though, because it looks like this has actually been largely emptied now. So what's the next? Gonna need to start thinking about upgrading out some guns at some point soon. Let's send him out over there. I've not really used services before, so let's leave that there. Biofuel, we've looked at, we don't need that yet. Power, we've done. Desalination, we haven't done. Pipes 2, we're aware of. Cargo, advanced diesel's done. Gas combustion. Bigger storages, we're aware of. The food market 2, we're vaguely aware of. The burner, we're not really worried about that. So let's do that, so I have a little... Oh, hold on. So, let's not pause it completely. We finally appear to have stabilized our trucks, which is something, isn't it? And we're starting to get a little store of those coming in, which means all of this has been done now. So why isn't this doing anything? Because you're full of sour water. Because I said 500 years ago that I hadn't built the sour water bit, and then I completely forgot about it. Liquid dump, please. Where can we put you? We'll put it on this side, purely because I don't want to build it over here and then complain that it's in the way of the new place we want to put. If we put it right there, right behind the ship, and then where was the sour water out? So you come... What sort of route are you taking to get there? Nothing too ridiculous. Okay. So let's pop you there, connect you in down there. If I can just unity that, that would be fantastic. And you, we will just set to sour water for the moment. So that should immediately start feeding sour water through. Yep, you can see it coming through the little windows there. There's one bit, there's 2 bits. So that'll start getting there. And then we can actually start doing some more of this. But something it does want us to do before, it wants us to burn excess light oil and heavy oil in a flare. So what we're going to do is we're just going to delete these little sections here. We are going to build a flare here. We are going to unity this and this. That's not quite where I wanted it, but that's fine. Can we unity this as well, just to get that done? Let's connect that to there. So when we do get... So So my ship has entered combat, but it has no weapons. So it is obviously going to lose, and it is going to run away like a coward. So we do need to get those weapons upgraded fairly soon, which we haven't added to the research list yet. So let's get those going next. Do we want that before construction 1? Who knows? Corn farming, however, we probably do want. And wheat farming there. Do we have the ability to grow wheat? Or do you get it with that? Or you get that with that. So we do want that quite soon as well. And all of that. Well, that's locked. Why is that locked? Oh, because we need to find wheat seeds out in the world. Okay, let's just check this. Make sure we've burnt enough of that. Yes. So let's get rid of that. Connect that back up. Unity that. Do that. Unity that. And then as soon as that's done, we'll just delete that as well and connect that into there. Excellent. So we've done that one, which is going to give us something I didn't look at, and we've done advanced oil processing. All goals have been complete. We are now on our own, which means we can now get rid of that and that. And that one extra little bit as well, please. And then it won't let me put that in manually, so let's get that there, Unity that. Excellent. Do we have to worry, however, about filling up with light oil? Because that is coming in quicker than we are using it. And this should be burning 54 light oil or 36 heavy oil a time. The problem is, I suppose, is that this is producing 48 steam, but we're only using 6 and 3. And if the light and heavy oil fill up, does mean we're not using the coal, of course, but maybe we want to put two balancers. I mean, 2 balancers is a pain. That's 40 kilowatts of power, but maybe we want to put 2 balancers in to connect these two. So if they do fill up, we can burn off the excess. Not something I'm overly keen on. We are going to be filling up with diesel fairly soon. But let's slow everything down. So we've got lots of construction parts now. So what was the things we were looking at? We were talking about rebuilding this belt section here, weren't we? So we could get storage in. So if we put a couple of storages in, which are not going to be iron, they would be rubber. Was it rubber? No, wooden blocks. Wooden blocks. Wood and concrete slabs. And if we said to keep that a little bit full, and to keep that a little bit full, and then we just need to rebuild this belt system here, which means getting rid of everything there. I don't like doing it. I don't like doing it, but I think I'm going to have to, because I do want to get these storages fill in this rather than the other way around, so we don't get into this sort of problem again. This diesel store, I would like you to keep that empty if at all possible. Why not? We have no need to keep it going permanently. What are you? You have waste, but you are not going anywhere. Have we filled that? We have filled that. Not you. So there it has a collision with Cargo Depot 2. But it might be able to be built there. I don't know. It's hard to tell, isn't it? There is also this little bit of red appearing there, but I guess that's for its... Yeah. What do we actually need in terms of, like... I just want to see the ocean access needed. Stop being silly. So even if it's going straight forward, it does still go quite far over to the side. We might need to build this out more. Yeah, I think its forward access is still blocked. So let's do that. Although we do need to start... I mean, that ramp's actually done. Oh, that's why they weren't doing anything, because they've completed that ramp as well. Okay, so what would be the next thing then? Let's go... Oh, we're already on 1 speed. So that ramp gives us access to more coal, more copper, and more iron over here. But that's a hell of a journey to transport that around. We also do have iron here, of course. So our sort of secondary resources, iron, coal, copper, are all accessible now. So do we want to ramp up here next? Start heading towards... I mean, we don't really need the gold that much. And then we need to think about how we're going to get through this bit. Do we dig through it, or do we ramp up and over it? Probably ramp up and over it. Which we could do there a bit easier by the looks of it. So let's do that. Let's start getting... I mean, it's not going to be anytime soon. This sort of looks like the shallowest bit. You know, I'm thinking that because if there's a slightly shallower incline, then we don't have to worry about it... I'm rotating it, that's what's happening there. We don't have to worry about it using as much. There's still a lot of stuff to dump. I don't know if they need to be 4 wide. How big was that? That was 3. What was that one? That one was 4. I don't know if we need 4. 4 seems excessive. Like a 3's quite wide, isn't it? Yeah, let's get rid of one of those. I only did 4 because that's how big one of the sort of the bigger squares is, but I think it's unnecessary. So let's do that. But they're going to be dumping over here in the short term anyway. So what's next? Food is still not great, is it? Still not great. So I think food might be the next thing for us to worry about. We also do need more housing. So we need to think about moving this stuff around as well. We could, if we moved this one and just the waste collection... We could fit another one in there straight away, which looks like it should leave enough space for everything to get past. So at least that's a nice quick win for us. The other option, of course, is start upgrading stuff. But I did see a little thing on a YouTube video saying that once you get access to decorations, and I've got no idea where they come in. They might come under housing. But you can put a decoration tile in the middle, which gives a unity boost to the 8 houses around it. So I'm sort of bearing that in mind and want to build this in 9 squares. I don't know if we'll need more than that. I'm really not too sure. Oh, sure, our ship's come back. Has that been repaired? It has. But we can't really do much about that. So I don't think... So it's like 1, 2... Well, that 1, 2 was fine. Let's try. Let's send you off. We need that wheat. We need that wheat. So go off and see if you can find me some wheat. Copper we are struggling for. However, just looking over here, copper is on 17. Steel is on 0, but that's expected. Electronics are also not doing fantastic, but there's not, the situation isn't looking too bad. We don't have a lot in store, but this is filled. These are filled. Because this is filled. So that's actually looking all right. But copper is struggling. Why is copper struggling? We do only have 1 digger on copper, don't we? Is it the only place we have 1 digger? I think we've got 2 over here, 2 or 3. Yeah, we've got 3 over there because the mining tower's there. 3, 1 on sand, but 1 on sand is fine. 2 there. I think we've got 1 on limestone, but limestone isn't much of a concern, whereas copper, slightly more of a concern. So let's get this one built, and we'll send that one over to copper as well. Lots of stuff coming back and forth over here to put coal in there. I did up the priority on that, because we do need, if this runs out of coal, how is our coal? It's looking good, actually. Yeah, but if we run out of coal, we are obviously in massive amounts of problems. Massive amounts of problems. That's how you phrase something like that. That's fine. Oh, I could get the belts built over here, couldn't I? Should we do that? So we're looking for loose conveyors. So you can go there. We don't need one for copper. You can go there. You can go there. And let's just unity all of those. That should disable trucks. Trucks cannot import cargo. I do not want trucks importing cargo over here. There is no need for them to be doing that. And that should keep that running. Although we are filled with dirt. We do need to keep the dirt and the rock empty, which they will just dump if they need. And if it fills with coal, do you know what? I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. This one is in a pretty terrible place. There's not really a reason for us to keep that one. I'm saying that if we build another one over here for copper, and then another one over here for limestone at some point, not much of a rush, and one over here for the iron. That was in a really stupid place. I know what I was thinking. At the time it seemed sensible, but I think I really would have rather built that down here. And if they had to field copper all the way down there, then so be it. I think that other digger's built. It's not. Why is that other digger not built? Oh, that other digger's built. Excellent. So let's pop you and a couple more trucks on you. Okay, okay. So we are still happily, or we are very happily dumping into the ocean over here. I might need to, at some point when it comes to it, do a cheeky save scum and delete that and see if I can rebuild it over there. How is this doing? We are full of light oil, and because we are full of light oil, that is not going to work. That is what I was concerned about. So we are going to need to get rid of that. We are going to need a pipe balancer, which is going to go here. We are going to need a flare. We might only need ships in battle. Oh well. The flare is going to go over there. So you are now going to connect directly into this. You are going to connect into this. You are going to connect into this. Your priority output is that one. Let's just unity all of that. Excellent. Ships in battle, and it lost, unsurprisingly. I just want the wheat. Just give me that wheat. So we now will burn any... Thank you. We now will burn an excess light oil, but it should mean that we're not using this coal store at all, because we should have enough light oil to keep this burning to generate the steam for this now. That's looking pretty good. Okay. Let's speed things up a little bit. Construction 3 is actually almost done, and I think that's the last thing we've got on the research, although then we're doing the ship weapons. Okay. But for the construction 3, we are going to have to get steel up and running, aren't we? That is the next priority. So, how are we doing for time? We've got loads of time. That's amazing. Steel isn't over here. Well, it doesn't have its own thing, is what I meant by that. But molten iron and oxygen. So we're going to need an air separator. And then we need an oxygen furnace, which is going to take in 24... let's just do this for the moment. 24 molten steel. Molten steel comes from a blast furnace. That makes... Oh, molten iron is what I meant, of course. So that makes 24. That uses 24 and 18 oxygen, but we're making 36 oxygen, so we may as well double these up. and think a little bit about how we're going to space it out in a minute. I'm aware this isn't going to work. That's fine. So this then outputs molten steel. Molten steel goes into a cool caster, which also needs water. And then you get the lovely steel out at the end. Right. And we're going to need, I'm assuming, 4 of these, because these are going to produce 24. Yeah, so we're going to need... Did I leave 2 tiles before for these? I did for some reason. So it's going to be something like that, isn't it? So that's going to take in coal, it's going to take in iron. So building up here would make sense in ways, except for the fact we don't have a lot of room over here, do we? No, we don't, me. I think I need to move this. This is currently doing everything else, isn't it? If I just move you over here... Copy it, it's doing exactly the same stuff. And then just delete this one, I think. We don't have a lot of room with the copper production there. Which is the thing, because we need to essentially replicate this. So we've got the coal, we've got the iron. The coal fills all 3. It needs 6 coal, so actually we could just use that same coal bucket. And in terms of slag, they kick out... I'm just thinking in terms of belts is what I'm thinking here. They kick out 12, and the belts can handle 60. So another 2 of these. We could just connect it to that belt there. Or do we just... I'm hesitant to use up more, to use this same iron source for it, even if we have all 4. Because we're making, what? 24, 48, 60, 72. There we go. My maths worked. It's fine. We're making 72. But potentially using 30, 39. Don't know why I clicked on that one as well. Potentially using 48 iron. In those that we have currently. The maths is not going to work there. 72 minus 49 leaves us with 23. Oh, I'm pressing all sorts of things. Leaves us with 23, which isn't even quite enough to do one of those. So I'm tempted to leave that as is. Can we just get rid of this pipe? Because we're not using that pipe. Was that connected to the water? It must have been. Why? Don't know. So if we just copy all of this for a moment. But we don't need the coal bucket. We do need the iron. We don't need this little scrap down here. These belts for the stuff we'll probably have to flip around. But if we just copy this a second, can this fit in here? Yes. Okay. That's something. So if we pop that there, and think about what we've got going on here. So they're going to have their own iron bucket. So this bit, which goes into here, into there, and over there, it's absolutely fine. The coal... I specifically wanted to copy the connector. The coal, I'm pretty sure... I'm just going to have to double check this. 6, 12, 24, 36. Yeah, that belt can handle the coal for everything. So if we just build, not that, if we build that bit of belt, why did that just get rid of the connector? If we build, why are you doing this to me? Okay, if we, our belt's already going the right way, isn't it? Yeah. So if we just take this, and connect it there. Right. Now, can I build that bit of belt? Right, yes, and now we've got coal sorted. We've got the iron bucket coming in. We don't need this little bit over here. That's fine. The waste is fine. We don't need this little bit here. But we do need to think about how we are going to get the slag over. And in terms of slag, it's 12. 12 across the board, right? So 24, 48. So yeah, if we just... we get rid of this and this for now and realize that that bit isn't connected up before that bites us in the behind. That's not really going to work for us. Is that? Nope. That does. Okay. So now we need... well, let's worry about that in a second, shall we? Because we don't want this one up and running yet, because we don't really need that one until we start upgrading these to Mark 3s, which is probably a little while away. So that's... if we get rid of this... no. No. Let's get rid of that. So then we're on to these bits here. How much do they output? 24. So they could share a smokestack. So I'm tempted to... do that. And then we put a smokestack there. And a connector there. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a darn second. This isn't right, because we don't need these, do we? We don't want to turn it into iron. So we don't want you, we don't want you, we don't want you, we don't want you, we don't want you. Why do they feed into a central middle one? Oh, because that then feeds 2. Okay, that's fine, I guess. So we're probably not going to need this. Or this. So if you put that there, that's that sorted. But they don't need to be not cut. If we just delete a good chunk of that, save a little bit of space. Excellent. So that's that taken care of, that taken care of, that taken care of, that taken care of. And then we need... I'm just going to slow things down a little bit because I haven't really been paying attention for a little while. Food is becoming problematic. Okay. Oxygen, we could pop in about here, I guess. That's probably fine. What do we do with nitrogen? Do we burn nitrogen? No. Does it go into a smokestack? Yes. For now, I think that's what we're just going to do with that. I don't think there's a lot else we can do with the nitrogen. So that's fine, I guess. What we do want to do, like, oh no, I wanted to unpause the beacon, because this is all going to take quite a lot of workers. Doesn't tell me how many workers, unfortunately. 4, 8, 14. Terrible at maths, apparently. Plus 16, so 30. So we do have enough for it at the moment. 30, well, yeah, we are going to have enough, but we do need to get the farms sorted, I think. But we do now have somewhere Food Market Mark II, which can store multiple types of products. So that takes 6 people, they take, so it's the same amount of people, but you can just have one of them. So I think we're going to build one of these up here, which will allow me to get rid of this and give me another space to build in. And then we're going to want to start thinking about farms. So as if I come over here, something's in the way. Stupid trees. So it'd be there. So the next one would be about there. So that would give me space for 3 farms there. And a 4th one, just to double check. No, it's not quite. We'd have to move the water facilities. It'd all have to move over 2 tiles, which makes this quite tight, but only because of this. Bearing in mind these will be deleted. And if we wanted to put this one in there, it is just the stupid trees in the way. Okay. That's better. We could probably go... I was talking about going to build storage over here for the wood, wasn't I, as well? It's probably not a bad idea. Does butt right up against that one there, so we might just want to get rid of that one. Okay, let's do that. There probably is just about enough space there for the moment. I don't know if maybe the bigger vehicles will be able to get through there, but that's a different problem. That's fine. So that's something for us to worry about in a minute. Food's okay. We can always put that edict on if we need to. Ship weapons is almost there. What have we researched in the meantime? We've got the construction parts, but we need steel for that. We've got settlement power, which would be a good thing because it does give our people a bit more happiness. It doesn't say how much electricity it uses, but we do have quite a lot. Does that need to connect to anything? I don't think it does it? It just works. So we could pop that one in over there. Right next to our water. That's where your services go together, right? That makes sense. Yeah? Surely. And that'll help just generate a bit more unity. It's going to consume about another 0.5 megawatt. It's not too bad. And it does give us more options to use Unity when we need to. Okay, so we're probably going to need all of these farms, really, because we're going to have wheat on the way, hopefully, soon. Hopefully. So let's... oh, I've done that, but they're not connected to anything at the moment, are they? They are currently set up for potatoes and vegetables. And I would like to belt them in. Should I have brought them a bit closer? I should definitely have brought them a bit closer. Stop that. Is there something we've got as a marker? It's 5 tiles from this line here next to the sort of close together pillars. Okay, hopefully that doesn't cost us much in the way. That might have just cost us a whole bunch of Mark II construction parts. But yeah, if we can get that a bit closer over here, that's just going to save on belts, which is sensible, I think. Who knows? Right, and then we've got these. So these are going to need water. Oh. They're going to need water. We don't really have a nearby water source, do we? How much water do they take? Only 6. The only thing we have at the moment is this one. It would be using 4 times as much water as that is currently probably able to generate. It's Unity, that. Otherwise we're going to be waiting on trucks to move all that back and forth. Yeah, I hadn't really considered that. It made sense in kind of making this like our centralized production point, but it is bloody miles from any water source. What's the closest one? Choop, choop. I suppose we could have a little... If we say we were going to build a pipe from like here to roughly over here, that's about 103, 104. If we went from here oh my word, it's just a test. Yeah, it uses more because this massive hill's in the way. So maybe we're going to have to run a pipe along here anyway for the farms. So what did I say next to this double one? It was 5 over. I'm going to flip that one so that's right next to it. And I'm going to leave that one flipped as well so that's closer to the food market bit there. And then just to double check, the only thing that should be in its way are only a single tree now actually, which the tree harvesters are next to. Okay, and then... So the farms currently have a dedicated water pipe, which is this one here. So this, if we come from this end, would go there. Hasn't done anything silly there. So let's do it, I guess. And I might even leave these running, but on a much lower priority for now. Well, not yet. Not yet, you clown. Okay, let's get all of that built. And if we put belts in here, it's going to block off the access for trucks to get around here. They can drive around this way. Is that a massive problem for anything? The limestone is going over to the... Why is the kiln still running? Why is the kiln still running? We don't need the kiln anymore. Didn't see you hiding over there, you little MacGuffin. Let's get rid of you. Let's unity that. Thank you very much. Right, we do have ship weapons. So what is ship weapons gonna... Do I do that from the dock? Ship designer, yes. That's gonna cost us... Well, mechanical parts, which I think we're doing alright with, although they're not on the list. And iron, which we've got quite a lot of. Which is probably just because our stores are full more than anything else. Let's do it. We're going to need them, so let's get it done. We don't need a store for the... No, we don't need a store for anything over here. That's absolutely fine. Right, so what did I get to? I was talking about water and everything, wasn't I? Yes. And I've built it there just so it sort of shares the same belt network. But is it worth it, or should I build it... If the iron thing's there... No, I don't want to build it over here, because, well, here I wouldn't have minded so much, I don't think. I'm just going to leave it there, and we're just going to take a massive pipe over there. Tell us how much water these use. Okay, well, that's actually a problem for us. This might have to be our first Mark II pipe, because these use 36 each there. 32 for that, but that's the main thing, obviously. If they're using 36 water each per second, yes, that's more than that pipe can handle, isn't it? It can only handle 60, yeah. So we are going to need to make this pipe here our first Mark II pipe. Which means you are going to have to be a Mark II pipe as well. This one, oh no, because it's 36 each, isn't it? So you are also going to have to be a Mark II pipe. And you're the only one we don't need to worry about. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to leave these in place. These are now up and running. Let's put these down on a much lower... What does it apply to? It doesn't really apply to water, which is a pain. Let's pop those down to a 12, because we just don't care about them too much anymore. There's a nicety, but that's about it. Let's get this one built. Oh. I haven't left room for any storage whatsoever. I haven't left room for any storage whatsoever. Oh, you absolute clown. I don't want to move it all now. I'm very unhappy with this situation. Because we're going to need 2, aren't we? Let's just think about how this might... Are we going to need both of those, actually, saying that? don't know. Let's get rid of these ones for now. I'm in slight panic mode, I think, at the moment. So we did something stupid like that. And then we would want, let me connect, potatoes to come in here. Obviously, we haven't left enough room for anything to get out of there, of course. So let's think about this one first, then, I guess. If it's stupid but it works, it ain't stupid, right? Is that how the saying goes? Well, you're the wrong one, but you could just go straight into there, couldn't you? And you could go into there, which is probably going to be fine. Why couldn't that... Hold on a second. Yeah, okay. That's neater. Let's do that. Not a lot we can do about this, though, I don't think. So that is what it is. I'm not overly happy with this situation. And it's only like last video, which I only recorded yesterday, where I said that someone pointed out I was building things way too close. Do we need to store up? I mean, if we're making too many potatoes and too many vegetables, we're making too many potatoes and too many vegetables, right? Do we need to store up? And, oh, well, that's what I could keep those farms for like wheat production, couldn't I? It's just a completely separate thought. But we could keep those farms for like wheat production. So you would be potatoes. Oh, did I not build the right one? Clown. Let's get that one upgraded to an actual Mark II, which it's supposed to be. You have 8 vegetables in at the moment. So you'd be potatoes and vegetables. I think we're just going to have to go with it for the moment. So let's do that. And then these we will have to make sure trucks can import cargo to, because they might need to import them from this. And then let's get all of that marked for deletion. Okay. Okay. How's wood looking? Why is there no wood in here? Trucks cannot import cargo. Yes, they can. Yes, they absolutely can. They can, and please do, in fact, do that. It's been slowing down our tree harvesting a little bit, but hey ho. Right, this is where we were. We're on an hour and 10 minutes. Oh man, I really should... I've been all over the place this last like 20 minutes or whatever. We do have guns now, which is nice. Do we want to wait for ship armor before we send it out again? Does it tell us? It only has one gun. If we go in there with 2 guns and it's got less health, we're probably going to wallop it, right? Not enough crew. Oh, because it's got guns and now needs more crew. Let's load crew. Let's unpause the beacon. And let's see if we can now go and take care of that. And hopefully find some wheat. Off you go. What did you... You were Fang, weren't you? Yeah. Off you go, Fang. It's a nice name for a ship, actually. Fang. They're still working on filling out that little dump area. We're still doing okay with diesel. Is this because we are full of heavy oil, however? Oh, absolutely that's what's going on here. Connect that there. It's just doing one little segment at a time, isn't it? There we go. Please get rid of that. Thank you. If you... I want you to connect to this. Okay, let's get rid of a little bit more of that. That's a bit better. Put that there. So that is the priority output. How did it know? And then Unity all of that. So it will now burn any excess light oil, and it'll burn any excess heavy oil, but it'll also keep enough in the tanks here to keep this boiler going for 5.5 years, I'd imagine. So that's good. That's good. That's good. I'm just sort of zipping all over the place. Just checking the diesel's empty. It is. All right then. Where do we get to here? This is the slag output, isn't it? Yes. You're going to be a very busy box over there. So this was the next thing. Right. So these are going to go somewhere around here. I built these, yeah, sort of vertically before. And I built them, yeah, like that. Ship battle, but we should be... We've got 2 guns. We've got 2 15mm guns to your 13mm. Let's just speed it all up. Dosh, bosh, bash, smack, bang, bosh, bash, bosh, bosh, bash. Sunk it. Get on, you legend. We've discovered a sulfur mine, which is fine, but I don't want a sulfur mine. And in fact, we invested quite heavily in the previous series in getting a sulfur mine up and running, and then decided it wasn't really that necessary. Tree harvester has no trees to harvest, however. That's a different story entirely. I guess just like all of those. Not you. Not you. All of 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 you. Just all of you. All of you. And you. And you. Yeah, just all the trees. Please and thank you. Just keep them going. Right. So then we would want another one to go here. And another one to go here. Because they take 24 and a... Molten belt can hold 120, actually. Did not realize. Ah. That pipe is in the way. What is that pipe? That is the oxygen pipe, isn't it? We can probably think of a different way of doing that. Smokestack's also in the way. Do you know what? Let's just move these all down a couple of tiles. That's fine. Let's reconnect that. Pop that there. So that's all the molten channels linked up. We're going to have the steel coming out. We are in battle again. Well, we're going to get trounced, I think, aren't we? We do have more guns than them. Oh, no, we don't, because they've got 3 guns. Yep, okay, we're going to get beaten again. So we're going to have the steel coming out there, which is going to be going into a box somewhere. We are going to have water coming in from somewhere that we haven't quite decided yet. But it's probably going to come from this direction. Because it won't do it because it's put a pillar right there. That's all fine. It's everything it needs, right? Not the pipe, you. Yeah, that's everything it needs. And then we would need 1 unit storage, which we can put there. Like that. Yeah, we need that. I'm not sure why that disappeared, but we need that. Wait a second. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm concerned that this one is input into this. Input in the oxygen. This pipe is the wrong way. Now, I'm sure there's some way of... There we go. Flipping the direction. Yeah, that's fine. Because that wouldn't have worked otherwise. So the only thing we need then is water. Now, they don't take a lot of water, do they? No, so it's going to be 24. So we could... Well, the recording software just crashed again, but luckily I actually heard it that time. So we're going to take a pipe off there, bring this up to level 5. Bearing in mind that level 5 is fine. The only thing that can't go underneath it are the large diggers. The super large diggers you get later on, which are going to come out of here. Which could be a problem. I suppose that they will be able to go possibly around the back here. Got to bear in mind we're also going to have... Yeah, let's just do... Let's do that. That works for us. We never did get round to doing this, however, did we? I don't think that's going to be a major problem for us, because I was going to use lifts there anyway. That's not a major problem for us. Anyway, steel is now planned. It is ready to go. That should be able to pull enough water out of there. The only problem being, of course, that this only produces 60. Yeah, no, I didn't think about that, did I? Let's... Cannot join if not flat. I'm going to need that one as well. That one I'm going to unpause and Unity now. I can't do that with this. I keep forgetting about that because people abuse the situation. Just because we're only producing 60 water, but we have these using more than 60 water. So that's not going to work for us, is it? So let's get that built up. We are going to need desalination up and running at some point. We're not using too much water at the moment, but that is going to start rapidly increasing. Food stores are going up. And I think that's a good time to think about finishing this. We're about to get ship armor researched. We can pop that on there. This has probably been repaired, has it? Not yet. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm just going to say to auto repair, because do that, please. And I think, yeah, so what have we done today? We don't need this bit here anymore. So we've got our steel planned. We've rebuilt our farms and expanded our housing and put our beacon back on, which is good because we are actually running out of workers pretty rapidly. We're going to keep these two farms in place for the moment because they are going to be our... they're not connected to the water at the moment. Are they connected to the same ones as that? They are, yeah, that's fine. There we go. Yeah, so we're full of vegetables, which is fine. Does that stop us from... I suppose what I could think about doing... I can get something out from under there. I could get some fuel gas stuff on the go, couldn't I? Like if I say to... No, because I say to output the pipes when it's full. No, I'd need to put like a couple of balances in, wouldn't I? Don't know why I'm looking at that. What do I want? Waste. I could just turn excess food into fuel gas. Fuel gas can be used, can be burnt. It can be used in a cracking unit with oxygen to make diesel and water. It can obviously go into the boiler as well, but I'm not too worried about that whilst we have so much light oil and stuff going on. So we could think about changing our power system over to light and heavy oil as well. Where is it you're trying to get? And why can't you get there? I don't get why you're suddenly unreachable. I haven't actually changed any of this up, so why can you suddenly not be reached? Is it just because I've planned these two bits? I think so. Which wouldn't be a problem once they have been built and plumbed in, because then we wouldn't need to worry about doing those manually anyway, but fine. Big Dumper is struggling to find a destination it can reach. I think you should be okay now. Now you just have no jobs. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So anyway, yes, I was trying to finish up, wasn't I? So we've got our steel all planned out, ready to go, which is excellent because we are going to be needing steel. Steel is going to be used for construction parts Mark III. Oh, we're already on consumption. yeah, construction parts Mark III primarily. It's also used for a bunch of other stuff that I'm not sure I've ever really used. It can be used in assembly Mark III to make construction parts. Don't know if that's a worthwhile thing, and also to make mechanical parts. I suppose you just start turning all of your iron into steel at some point. We'll also need it for vehicle parts Mark II, which is important. And a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, so steel is going to be important to us. I think we're going to need to move our copper facility at some point. If we can clear out a bunch of space over here. And it is all flat down here. I might move our copper production over here. But for now, that's fine. Wood storage is filling up, however. So let's just get a whole bunch of these built. Careful not to touch the pipe, because I want to get that up and running next time. We have no research, which is a problem. I can't do wheat yet. I do want wheat. We could get confetti. We could. Well, cargo depot 2 we're definitely going to want at some point. Large vehicles we're going to want at some point. Sulfur processing allows us to turn sour water into sulfur. We're going to want that at some point. The large diesel generator, I'm not really going to care about too much. I'm kind of doing trains last just because we're not really in a position where we need them quite yet. So actually, we are going to want salt production pretty soon. Copper refinement Mark II is probably going to be nice, but then we need the acid. Where does the acid come from? That comes from sulfur. Which probably saves us on something. I'm about to have a massive coughing fit. We also do want recycling as well, I think. That would be quite useful for us. Let's just leave it at that for now. We have new refugees. We are low on housing, however. And we are about to get 18, so let's get that paused. Right, I actually do need to stop now, because this has gone on longer than I anticipated. So food is sorted. We're up to 31 months of food. We're completely filled up with vegetables. We just make too many vegetables. That's what the problem is. There's just too many vegetables. Soil fertility isn't amazing. Does it need like an extra round of fertility in there? Well, yeah, because that uses 10 fertility, that uses 10. We're only doing 3. So it probably does need an extra round of fertility in there, doesn't it? That is going to slow down our food production quite significantly. Maybe when we get fertilizers going, that might help the fertility a bit more. I mean, these have been running for ages, and they've basically managed to keep themselves going. But let's do the same for these as well. Just as a nice way of getting myself distracted, really, isn't it? That's all it is. So we've got some more housing. We've got steel production queued up, ready to go. We have finished our diesel production. That is in there now. That is up and running, which is awesome. We might want to start thinking now then about saying that trucks can no longer export from this one. So this one will use oil to make diesel to make rubber. But soon we'll be able to replace that with sulfur. Well, that's only the coal bit though, isn't it? But then it stops the waste. When we can do that, we'll probably move this up to the main diesel place anyway. And we'll keep this here as like an emergency diesel generator situation. And it'll also do fuel trucks, but we don't have a fuel truck yet. So if you stop trucks exporting cargo from that, that'll literally only be there to make rubber. And everything will have to come all the way over here to get its diesel. That being said, Well, we don't have a lot of diesel in there, but that's because we're telling our trucks to empty it as fast as they can. What happens if these are all filled and it's told to empty it? Do they just let it fill up, or do they do something stupid? Don't know. Anyway, this is up and running. This is planned. Got a lot more wood storage on the go, which is half filled. Got farms, and it's just in a different situation. The farms were in a different situation to what they were, and we're researching some things which are going to be quite useful for us. So there we go. Everything's looking quite healthy over here. Construction parts Mark 1 are on the downward term. That's because we just did a bunch of building. That's fine. Everything else is looking pretty good at the moment. Pretty good. Awesome. Let's leave it there then. Thank you to all of you for your help. Those of you who comment to point out where I've gone wrong. Particularly very frustrating things like not connecting this to a smokestack. Oh, you fool, you bloody fool. That's now been resolved. All those things really, really help me out. It's one of these situations where I do the same things. This isn't a criticism, but it's very easy to watch someone play something and miss something and just be like, you're an idiot. Can you not see that you've missed that? But it's quite difficult sometimes when you are playing a game and talking constantly to focus on thinking of the right things to say and at the same time paying complete attention to the game. If I wasn't talking, I'd still make little mistakes here and there, but I might just pick on them a bit quicker. But yeah, so mistakes do happen, so I do really appreciate your guys' help in pointing them out. Thank you so much for that. If you've enjoyed this, if you're enjoying the series, like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. As I keep saying, streaming will be returning at some point in the near future. Can't say exactly when, but it will be coming. I promise you it will. Otherwise, I will see you next time in Captain of Industry. And as always, I know I say it a lot, but I bloody love this game so much. I will see you next time, and as always, thank you very much for joining me.